In this video, we are going to focus on the area of a triangle and why the formula 1/2 base times height equals area always works for any type of triangle. First, it's important to know the definition of area. The definition of area is the amount of 1x1 squares that fit into any given shape. These squares cannot overlap or overhang. However, they can be fractioned. First, we'll start with the area of a rectangle because that will help us out, and a rectangle is kind of a more even shape. So you'll put H number of 1x1 squares with B columns. Each column, B, will have H 1x1 squares. So here in this rectangle, oops, besides I just didn't line it up correctly there, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have H squares 1, 2, and B columns 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are three types of triangles that we're going to talk about. The first, which actually these three cover all types of triangles. So first, you have the triangle with the vertex right above the ending point. So this can be here on the left side or here on the right side. Then we have this triangle where the vertex is within the limits of the bottom two points here. So you can have it anywhere between here and here. It cannot be over. And then you have the third where the top vertex is outside of the B, which we'll call base. And then you can see the height or the H's meet up with that. So triangle number 1, I'll explain to you why 1/2 base times height works. So step 1, you create the right triangle. So we have it created here. You keep the horizontal line labeled B and the vertical line labeled H. So here, because we already know the area of a rectangle, we'll create a rectangle by just simply flipping or reflecting this triangle here over itself. So you'll have a rectangle here, and we know that it's BH, or what we know, base height. So because this triangle is 1/2 of the whole rectangle, you therefore have 1/2 base height. So that we know works for triangle 1. So we'll check that off. Triangle number 2, it's a little different. You'll have your H or your height right here in the middle. We'll start with this one. So essentially we want to create the rectangle because we know it works. So you kind of split those two in half and you flip it over each other because the right angle, because here this right angle can flip, and we know that it works from in this triangle. So you make it work here. One second. You know it works here. So if you see it's kind of split there, sorry for the line, or the crooked line. So you have 1, 2 right triangles there. You have another here and another here. You can see that, here I'll change the pen color one second. Here's our third and our fourth. And from this picture here, you can see that our, oops, I don't know what just happened, sorry. You can see that this here makes up 1/2 of our rectangle, and we know for rectangles base times height, or BH, equals A, area. So here you can bring that here because we're only looking at this 1/2. So we know that 1/2 base height equals area, and works. So we'll give this one a check mark as well. And finally, triangle number 3, which I think to be the trickiest, works because you want to take, I don't know why that keeps happening, I apologize. You want to keep this, and so here's your triangle. The vertex is here, or the one we're looking at, so the triangle connects here, but we don't have an exact height that's vertical, and we want those because it makes it good. So it makes it better, easier triangle to work with because it makes a right triangle. So then you connect the base here, and you have one large right triangle, a not so nice triangle here, and then a small nice right triangle here. So we'll look at these formulas. So the area of the triangle, the whole triangle, sorry, or the area, yeah, of this triangle, the yellow one, is the area of the big right triangle. So all of this minus the area of the little triangle, right triangle, the stuff that we added in. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 x plus b, because x plus b, minus 1/2 xh, because this is x plus b, and the little triangle is xh. So, and you have to do half, excuse me, because we know it's kind of 1/2 of a rectangle. Okay, so then you'll have 1/2 xh after you do the math, plus 1/2 bh minus 1/2 xh, because you distribute this. So 1/2 x, oh, that should say h there, sorry. So yeah, so this should say 1/2 h, x plus b, which makes more sense then, because you do 1/2, you distribute the 1/2 h, so you get 1/2 xh plus 1/2 bh minus 1/2 xh, so you get rid of those because you cancel out, and you are left with 1/2 base height. Another way to do this again is if you drew the triangle or the rectangle, you had that, we're going to pretend that I know how to draw. You know that this is the triangle you're looking for here, and you do it how we did before with the rectangle, knowing that a rectangle is base height equals area, and that would equal half if you add the two little ones together as well as that triangle. Alright, thank you, and this is why 1/2 base height works for all 3 types of triangles.